Be honest, Stevie Nicol, when you first heard that Peter Crouch was linked with Chelsea, what were you thinking?
I mean, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a wind-up. But I think the more you look at it, it kind of tells you the state that Chelsea are in right now. No Michael Emenalo, the guy who's been in charge of all the transfers over the last decade. A coach in Conte, who nobody knows whether he's coming, going, staying, leaving, what's going on. And so then all this sort of speculation is what happens when there's so much turmoil at a club. I just couldn't believe it.
Frank Lampard, here's a quote from him, the former Chelsea midfielder. Something doesn't feel right at Chelsea. You understand why he said that?
Chelsea, in my opinion, this season were fine up until Conte started making noises about whether he was leaving or not. And when the guy right at the top starts talking about going somewhere else, that affects everybody at the club. And more importantly, it affects the players on the field. And I don't think there's any surprise that if you look at when all this nonsense started to the form ever since, right till now, of the Chelsea players, it's been in turmoil.
Andy Carroll was linked, he's now injured. Peter Crouch was linked. Now Edin Dzeko has been linked. They're all similar type players. Does that surprise you?
The Dzeko one doesn't surprise me.
No, not at all.
No, but the Crouch and the Andy Carroll is incredible. I find it incredible. You know, this is a team who steamrolled the Premier League last season, and who at the start of this year were thinking, okay, who's going to catch them in the Premier League, and can they make a real challenge at the Champions League? I don't see either of those things yet. Even though they're still in the Champions League, I don't see either of those things possible.
Most of the time this season when Morata hasn't played, Eden Hazard's played there, not Batshuayi. If you're Batshuayi, what are you thinking right now?
I think if you're Batshuayi, you know that your time's pretty much up, if this guy's in charge.
But has he even been given a chance? He started the first game of the season.
He started the first game of the season, but let's be honest, every time he stepped on the field, he hasn't looked up to the task. His touch hasn't been particularly brilliant.
If you're not getting a run of
His
games,
movement
that can't be
hasn't
easy.
been. No, it's not. But sometimes you have to make the best of what you're given. And I think as long as Conte's at Chelsea, Batshuayi is not going to be on the field.
It's amazing the difference in 12 months. Chelsea champions last season, but not this season.